I've been here 1,000 times, and so I'm going to do this video to just stop it at the pass, and that is I have a total urge to fap right now. And I've been doing this since I was 16 years old. I'm almost 50. I'm 48. So like 30, 34 years of fapping, and it hasn't gotten me anywhere. It's just a big lie. But right now, I'm home alone. This is a perfect moment to fap. And why do I want to fap? You really have to analyze, you have to look at it. Look at that urge. Why do you want to fap? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, why do I want to fap? Well, for one, it creates a sense of excitement. It creates a sense of being risque. Like you can just, you know, escape into fantasy and no one's going to catch you, right? It's going to feel good for 5 minutes. And they're all lies. Because after I fap, every single time, now I've done this thousands of times over the years, every single time that I fap, I feel guilt and shame right afterwards. And that is Satan's biggest lie. It's going to feel great. Just do it. You can quit tomorrow. And that goes for any other addiction. It's going to feel great. You're going to have, awesome memories. You're going to get drunk with your friends, or you're going to, feel amazing if you shoot up, or this time's going to be different. And you can quit tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Just do it. And those are all lies because it keeps you in guilt and shame. It's a vicious cycle. Every single time that I fap, the second I release and ejaculate, then I'm like instant remorse sets in, instant guilt and shame set in. I'm like, why did I do that? That wasn't worth it. I see that every single time. That was not worth it. But the lie and the fantasies leading up to that moment, you gotta just dissect those feelings. Why do you feel like you gotta fap? Well, I'm home alone. No one's gonna know. It's gonna feel good. Okay, so maybe you don't feel good. Why don't you feel good right now? Oh, because money's not coming in fast enough, or the world is crazy. It's going to hell. Whatever. Analyze it. Is it really going to hurt you not to fap this time? Can you just pass it by this time? There's other things that will make you feel a lot better. In fact, every time that I deny myself from fapping, I feel a little bit more self-esteem. And that's what we have to do. We have to dig ourselves out of this low self-esteem, this low self-worth. Right now I'm fasting because the last couple weeks I've been eating donuts and eating whatever I want. And it's just digging me a hole every single day. I don't feel good. It's not worth the 5 to 10 minutes of eating that donut because then you got to pay for it after. You you gain weight. You feel less vibrant. You feel older. I have this belly on me. I'm walking around with this belly all because of these 5 minute highs that I crave. I just want to escape my skin, but it's not worth it. You have to have discipline, and even just little steps out of the hole, it's going to help. And I'm telling you guys this live because I am struggling, but I know that I do not want to feel guilt and shame. I do not want to feel remorse today. I want to pick myself up. I want to get back on the diet. I want to start fasting again because I really felt alive doing those things, and it was sustained. I felt good, and it was sustained for days, for weeks. I was on a pink cloud. I felt great, and it was all healthy. It was being close to God. I felt connected to the universe, whatever. I was building up my chi. I was filling up my life force. But it all starts with day one. And if you have to start over every single day, then so be it. But I'm tired of the insanity of doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. Every single time I fap, I'm like, why did I just do that? Why did I just waste 5 days of chi on 5 minutes of pleasure? It wasn't worth it. It never is worth it. And pretty soon, if I keep lying to myself and saying, oh, just do it one more time, just do it one more time, I'm going to be 50, and then I'm going to be 55, and then I'm going to be 60, and I'm going to still be doing these guilt and shame scenarios. So if you really want to get out of it, you got to stop right now instead of saying, oh, I'll stop tomorrow. That's the biggest lie. It's not worth the 5 to 10 minutes of pleasure, whether it's a donut, whether it's a cigarette, whether it's a drink, whether it's, fapping. It all leads to the same road. Sin equals death. And it's small little sins that lead up to basically a wasted life. When you look back, what have you done? You ate crap, you drank, you smoked cigarettes, you cheated, you fapped. I mean, I'm almost 50 and I'm acting like a 16-year-old. Ooh, I'm home alone. I can fap. I can feel good for 5 minutes, but it's not worth the 3 to 5 days of guilt and shame. You have to just you have to play the whole scenario in your mind. Play it all the way through past the fapping. How are you going to feel after the fap? Well, I'm going to probably say the same thing I do every time. That wasn't worth it. And then I'm going to feel guilt and shame for 3 to 5 days. I'm going to feel low. I'm not going to have any chi. And what if my fiance wants to make love later? What am I going to say? I don't want to tell her that I fapped. You got to play it all the way through. Same with drinking. Yeah, it sounds really good. Those first couple beers sound really good. But play it all the way through, and pretty soon you're going to be drunk. You're going to say stupid things. You'll probably get in a fight. You're going to feel like total crap tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be totally wasted because you're hungover. You might even drink again to get rid of that hangover. That's what I did. I didn't even want to experience the hangover, so I just drank and drank and drank. And then 6 years pass and I'm still drinking more than ever. It was a lie. You get stuck on that loop and it's a lie. There's got to be a time when you just say enough is enough. Because right now, it's already past that feeling to fap because I'm talking to you guys. I'm getting it out. It's okay to feel not okay. It's okay to sit here with angst. I'm totally frustrated. It's Friday. It's dead online. There's no money. There's nothing to eat. There's crap. I can eat more crap and just carry the same crap till the next day and gain a pound. I'll be deeper in the hole if I eat crap today. I'll be deeper in the hole if I fap today. I'll be deeper in the hole if I watch TV all day. You don't have to feel good every single second of the day. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel empty. And then when you feel empty and get comfortable with feeling empty, then you can start putting stuff back in that's healthy. Then you can look forward to some healthy things. Maybe you can go for a walk. Maybe you can have a healthy treat. There's healthy treats out there. Then you can start adding stuff back in. But there was a point when I would fap and drink a case of beer and smoke a pack of cigarettes and watch porn, and I still couldn't fill that void. It still didn't get me high. I still didn't get any dopamine from it. And that's what a lot of people are doing. They're trying to feel that high all day long. What can I do now? What can I do now? What can I do now? It's an endless cycle. And all it does is it just takes away from you because it's a lie from Satan. It takes away from you every single time until you're low, until you're going to the hospital. I went to the hospital for a heart attack. Did I stop drinking after my heart attack? No, I'm like, that was a fluke. I'm going to keep drinking. I have to drink to thin my blood so I don't have another heart attack. That's the insanity of the addictions. Just one more donut. Just one more fap. Just one more cigarette. I'll quit tomorrow. Those are the biggest lies. And every single time you take action and do a drug or drink or junk food, it gets you a little bit lower every single time. to the point where you're like 6 feet under. You're like, what's the point? And then you're 65, 70 years old, and you're like, what's the point? Why get in shape now? I'm 70. My dad's that way. He's like, I'm 75. I can do what I want. I'm going to eat what I want. My fiance's stepdad just died. He was only like 72 because he's like, I'm going to eat what I want. My heart's already shot. There will come a time where you won't even care anymore. And you'll be going to the hospital more than you're going to the grocery store. You'll be going to the hospital more than going to your son's graduation and to family events and going to the park and going to the ocean and going to the mountains. You're going to go to the hospital more. There will come a time when you're going to the hospital more than enjoying your life. Just because of those 5-minute lies that stack on top of each other, telling you you can quit tomorrow. It's just a donut. Or it's okay. Your wife's not going to know. Just one more time. You know, those 5-minute lies are leading up to your death. And then you'll get to a point when you're 70 where you're like, what's the point? Why should I make a healthy shake? You know, what's the point of eating vegetables? I want a steak and I want some cupcakes. I'm 70. I can eat what I want. But I do have to go to the hospital tomorrow. I got to check my blood. I have some heart problems, you know, I got arthritis. I got acid reflux. I'm swollen. I got inflammation. I can't walk really, but, you know, give me some donuts now because who cares? I'm 70. That's no way to go out. There's 90-year-olds that are doing yoga and going to retreats and eating healthy, and they're smiling and they're lit up. They're alive. They can run down the street and back and not get winded. They can take a dump and not have trouble wiping their butts. There's people that can't even turn around on the toilet to wipe their own butts. You will go there if you are a food addict. There's going to be a point where the beer does not work. The dopamine's just not there anymore. You do not have enough feel-good chemicals anymore. You have spent all the feel-good chemicals in your brain. I've been there. I was drinking every day and I was so pissed off. The beer wasn't working anymore. I didn't feel high at all. And I hated people. I hated my job. I hated everything. Because I spent all the dopamine. The beer made me expend all of the serotonin, all of the dopamine, all the endorphins. I spent all of those chemicals. There was nothing left in my brain. So even when I drank, it didn't work. And that happens to addicts all the time. They blow out their dopamine. Then they can't feel anything if they quit. There's heroin users right now that when they get sober, they can't feel happiness. They don't feel anything. They're dead. So they're like, well, I already feel dead. I might as well shoot up. It's a big lie. It's a trap. And the more you use and the more you drink, whatever your addiction is, you're digging a hole 5 minutes at a time. Every 5-minute lie is digging your coffin a little bit deeper to the point where half of your life or most of your life is over and there's no reason to repair your life. And then you just wait to die. Is it gonna feel good when you get to the gates of heaven and you're like, well, I just partied? God's gonna be like, did you help anyone? No, I just thought about myself. I just wanted to feel good. That's not a life. So I'm sitting here and the lie was, just fap, you're home alone. It's gonna feel good. You're gonna feel alive. It's gonna feel really good. You're gonna feel sneaky, which is exciting. It's 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna be like, crap. I just blew my chi. I have to start all over. And what if my fiance wants to make love tonight? I'm gonna have to lie to her and say I'm too tired because I don't have enough chi for her and me. Nip it in the bud when you think that way. Say play it all the way through. How am I gonna feel tomorrow? How am I gonna feel after the cupcake? How am I going to feel after the half rack? How am I going to feel after the cigarette? You're going to feel worse than ever. You're definitely not going to feel better. So just feel what you feel right now. It's okay not to feel okay. It's okay to feel a little frustrated. Sit with it. It will pass, just like the clouds pass. It will pass, and then you'll feel better once it passes because you didn't indulge in your addictions. Just sit with it. I'm going to sit here. I can't even, the TV's not working. I don't know how to operate this stupid remote, so I'm sitting here. I'm going to let the clouds pass. Then pretty soon, I'm going to feel better. I'm going to lose some weight. I'm fasting right now. It's okay to feel gurgling stomach. It's okay to feel a little lightheaded. Tomorrow I'm going to be a little bit stronger. And that's how you get out of that hole. You can choose to fap or eat crap for 5 minutes and feel worse, or you can choose to feel 5 to 10 minutes of uncomfortability, frustration, lightheadedness, stomach growling if you're fasting. Then it will pass and you'll have a little more light in your eyes. You'll have a little more self-worth. You'll have a little more self-esteem, and then you can work your way out of that hole until you have 1 month of sobriety, then 2 months of sobriety, and 3 months, and 1 year, and 3 years, and 5 years. And your whole life can change, but it starts with 1 day at a time. Yeah, I know they say that all the time in 12-step meetings, but it's true. 1 step, 1 day at a time. Sometimes when it's really hard, it's 1 hour at a time, 5 minutes at a time, just to get to that next little step until the day is completed and you can say, yes, I was sober today. And those are big achievements. That first day is greater than 1 year, 5 years. That 1 day sober, that 1 day not fapping, it's worth 5, 10 years later. It's worth it to change your whole life. I've been sober for 13 years, but it all started with that 1 day. And now I'm still working on addictions. It's a lifelong process. And right now I want to fap because I feel a little frustrated. It's slow. Not enough is happening. I don't have enough money. I'm fat. Yeah, I'm fat because I had 5-minute indulgences that I didn't want to do, but I did because I wanted to feel good for 5 minutes. Yes, I ate a cupcake or 2 or 3 or 4, and now I have to lose that weight and slowly work my way out of that hole. That's it. I'll talk to you soon.